Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look today at a big trade to cap off the first day of free agency. So, a lot's happened today. A lot of swings, a lot of misses for the Colorado Avalanche, and it looked good. They re-signed Gabriel Landeskog. Everybody was happy last night in Colorado. All right, well, all we got to do is re-sign Philip Grubauer. Yeah, about that. So, obviously, things were going pretty well. They re-signed Landeskog. Going into today, they have a little bit of cap space left over to re-sign Philip Grubauer. Now, there was contract negotiations going on most of the morning, and it seemed like, for the most part, everything was on course. We were going to see the Avalanche get back Philip Grubauer. And then the Seattle Kraken come in with an offer that Philip Grubauer could not resist. So what we were hearing is it was going to be a 6-year deal, a 5-year deal, $6 million per season. Other way, 6-year deal, $5 million per season, a $30 million contract for 6 years for Philip Grubauer. And the Seattle Kraken said, we'll do you better. We'll give you $5.9 per year for 6 years, which is a lot more than the $5 million per year he was going to make in Colorado. Joe Sakic put his foot down, said, we are not going to sign that. If you want to stay, it's going to be $30 million contract for 6 years. If not, go to the Seattle Kraken and see you later. And there was no bluff. Obviously, hate to say it, the bluffing really didn't work. Unfortunately, Philip Grubauer signed in Seattle, $5.9 million per season for 6 years, and then everything broke loose for the Avalanche. So, the problem is, once Philip Grubauer decided that he was going to go to Seattle, the goaltending market was already starting to dry up in today's free agency. Peter Mrazek goes to Toronto. Freddie Anderson and Antti Raanta go to the Carolina Hurricanes. Braden Holtby goes to the Dallas Stars. Yaroslav Halak goes to Vancouver. You start to see the market quickly dry up and evaporate. And it got to the point where the Colorado Avalanche, who see themselves as a Stanley Cup contender next year, with Grubauer all of a sudden signing Seattle, they no longer have a goaltender. And nothing against Pavel Francouz or Peyton Jones in the system, but they don't replace Philip Grubauer. So the Colorado Avalanche had no choice either to go for Devan Dubnyk, who did not really play that well last season, the last couple of seasons, or they go to the goalie market. Now the question is, you could have gone to Seattle, the team that just screwed you over, and said, yeah, we need a goaltender. We see you've got Drieger, Vanecek. Obviously, you're not going to give us Grubauer. What's the price? It didn't seem like Joe Sakic wanted to do that, so we end up seeing a little bit of a goalie carousel continue here at the end of the day. Vitek Vanecek now goes to the Washington Capitals for a second-round pick. Grubauer is now in Seattle, and then the Colorado Avalanche are left with nothing, which means one of the few goaltenders left on the market, Darcy Kuemper, goes to the Colorado Avalanche, and this is one of those trades where you're playing GM mode on Xbox or PlayStation, and you make a trade that, a rookie level trade that shouldn't actually happen. That's what this deal ended up being. Joe Sakic had no leverage in this trade, and it got to the point where it's, well, you take Devan Dubnyk, Craig Anderson, who decided he wasn't going to retire, he ends up going to Buffalo, or Aaron Dell, which also went to Buffalo. Those are your options. And they decide to trade a 2022 first-round pick, Colorado Avalanche's pick, and 22-year-old right-shot defenseman Conor Timmins. Both going to the Colorado Avalanche for Darcy Kuemper. Now, Darcy Kuemper, we're all saying this like Darcy Kuemper's a bad goalie. That is not the case. Colorado retains... they take $3.5 million of his contract, 22% of that deal, which is $1 million. The Arizona Coyotes are retaining on his salary. The 31-year-old goaltender is still a good goalie. He's had a really good career in the NHL. He's making $4.5 million though, so again at 3.5, a little bit easier to stomach for the Avs. But because of the retention, because of the bad market, this created a really tough trade, and the Coyotes are just they're getting a ton of draft picks and a really good right shot defenseman for the future. So the Avalanche get their starting goaltender to replace Grubauer at a very heavy cost, $3.5 million per season, cheaper than Grubauer. Okay, you can look at it that way. In exchange, what do the Arizona Coyotes get? So they pick up the right shot defenseman Conor Timmins, the second-round pick back in the 2017 NHL draft. And this pick has a condition on it, a third-round pick, a 2024 third-round pick. Now, there is a condition. The condition is Arizona receives the 2024 third-round pick if Colorado wins the Stanley Cup in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs and Kuemper plays in 50% of those games, which, unless they pick up a goaltender this season or in the, at the trade deadline, we're probably going to see them hit that mark of, maybe not winning a Stanley Cup, but at the very least 50% of the games going to Kuemper. Wow. This is a huge overpayment. So basically you gave up a first-round pick in 2022, a top 4 potential right shot defenseman, which we know how hard those are to find and how valuable they are, and a conditional third-round pick. Now, again, they have to win the Stanley Cup, and Kuemper has to play 50% of the games, but that could still happen. So, potentially, the Coyotes get another draft pick. Now, I just did a video the other day. The Arizona Coyotes have 8 second-round picks in the next 3 drafts. They have 5 second-round picks in this coming year's 2022 NHL draft. And now they have another first-round pick. The Arizona Coyotes are making bank right now, and Doug Armstrong looks like a freaking genius. I don't know what the plan is for their goaltending now. You look at their situation, they don't really have a ton in the pipeline. They traded Adin Hill. They lost Antti Raanta to free agency to Carolina, and now they've traded Darcy Kuemper. So I guess you're going with Carter Hutton and Josef Korenar or Kozenar or whatever you call him. So very interesting. Now, I did say that they need more defensemen. You have Anton Strowman, Jacob Chikrin, Shane Gostisbehere, Ilya Lyubushkin, and now you add Conor Timmins. That definitely looks a little bit more cleaned up and completed for your lineup. But man, this is a fat L for Joe Sakic and the Colorado Avalanche. Not only did they lose Philip Grubauer, but now they had to give up a first, a third, and a really talented right shot defenseman in Conor Timmins. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Usually I would say there's an argument to be made for these types of trades, who won, who lost. The Arizona Coyotes won this trade, and the only way that the Colorado Avalanche win this trade is they win a Stanley Cup this year with Darcy Kuemper, Gabriel Landeskog, and everybody forgets this ever happened. But until then, a really rough way to end it for Joe Sakic, who has been a very good GM, very praised for the moves he's made really since the Matt Duchene trade. Oof, this one hurts for the Colorado Avalanche. So let me know what you guys think. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL and more videos just like this one, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.